Hello and welcome. I'm Amrit Sandhu with Robert Slack LLC, and I'm in Windermere and some other nearby areas. Today I am lucky to be with Kelly Kellogg with Appraisal Experts, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the appraisal process and have you share some information with us regarding some of the things that you look for when you do an appraisal. So Kelly, if we could start please with you sharing just a little bit about your background.
Absolutely. So my name's Kelly Kellogg, as she said, and I'm the owner of Appraisal Experts. I've been appraising residential properties in Central Florida or metropolitan Orlando for the last 25 years. Prior to that, I sold residential real estate and a little bit of commercial real estate. So I have a very good background for what I'm doing. And so I'm a residential real estate appraiser.
Okay, great. So tell me, what are some of the benefits for a seller to obtain an appraisal in advance of listing their home for sale?
Well, that's always a good thing to be proactive in the selling process as a seller. We're finding during the last 10 years that more sellers are doing that now more than ever. It's a great idea because up front the appraiser will measure your house. You want to make sure that the appraiser measures the house, but you'll get a accurate house measurement so that you can advertise it accurately. Unfortunately, public records is often inaccurate on the square footage, so that's very important. And secondly, you'll get an accurate value on your property. We can assist you in strategically pricing the property so that you'll get the most that the market will bear. Because we'll look at the list to sales price ratio and give you advice on that. Also, let's say at the end of your transaction, obviously you're going to get the most the market will bear, and you should sell your house over your competition because you have it priced accurately. In the back end of your transaction, if you have another appraiser that represents the buyer and it doesn't come into the value that you feel the house is, then you have an appraisal analysis that you can use to challenge or defend your market value. So it doesn't slow down your transaction in the back end.
Okay, great. So tell me, what are the main items that an appraiser looks for when determining the value of a property?
Okay, so it's pretty simple. When an appraiser looks at a subject property, we basically try to find other homes that are similar in size, quality, location, view. Bottom line is it's all about what a prospective buyer would be willing to look at. So those are the comparables that we'll use typically.
Okay. And as far as the comparables, are there some particular items that you will look for when you're making a comparison?
Yes, we typically want to use comparables that are in close proximity to a subject property, that are similar in size, maybe similar in car storage.
Okay.
If it's a 3-car garage, we'd want to focus on other comparables that have 3-car garages. If the house has a swimming pool, then we'd want to try to use properties that have a swimming pool to make it as most comparable as possible.
Okay. What are some of the most important items to consider when updating a home? Where should someone focus?
Okay, well, we always recommend that you do consult with an appraiser prior to doing any home improvements. We find that that's one of the biggest mistakes that people make is they start doing home improvements, but they didn't consult with an appraiser, and then all of a sudden they need to put their home on the market and they don't get value back out of that improvement, and it's a loss. So we always highly recommend that anyone who does a home improvement consult with a real estate appraiser. For example, one of the things that we do as an appraiser is we look at what your neighbors are doing. If your neighbors aren't, updating their swimming pools or their kitchens, then you might not want to update your swimming pool or kitchen, because if you do, and the appraiser comes along, and let's say you add a swimming pool in a neighborhood that doesn't have swimming pools, then it's all about how the market. It's a market-derived value, and we find that the market's not paying a lot for a swimming pool. That's pretty much, what you're going to get back.
You just wasted your money.
If you do decide to do an improvement that is different or above what other neighbors have, I recommend that you keep that improvement value or priced 10% of the value of your property.
Okay.
And that way you won't lose. Hopefully, you won't lose
what you've spent
on that improvement.
Okay. Could maybe talk to us a little bit about when a seller has an appraisal come in lower than the contract. What do you recommend they do?
If a seller has an appraisal value that comes in below contract, then as we mentioned before, you have the ammunition. You already have an appraisal in hand that you can challenge with. Let's say you didn't order an appraisal up front, then you could order an appraisal by a state certified appraiser to confirm what you feel the value is. However, keep in mind that appraisers can be very busy, and sometimes it might take 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 business days to get that appraisal analysis back to you, which could delay your loan that's in progress or your selling transaction. So we always recommend that you order the appraisal up front so that you can be proactive versus reactive during the sale process.
Okay. And how much do factors like being close to retail, shopping, highways play into the appraisal process?
Okay, that's a great question. If your house backs up to a commercial retail building, that might not be a good thing. That might be a negative. However, if you're half a block or a few blocks away from a shopping restaurant district, that can be a positive. So again, it's all about what the market perceives the value to be on that scenario. So if it's an attractive downtown shopping district area, usually the properties that are closer in proximity might have higher value, or maybe your prospective buyers might be willing to pay more for that. So again, it depends on what the market is paying for the location.
Okay. And just in general, what is the cost of the appraisal typically based on?
I think most appraisal offices in metropolitan Orlando are charging somewhere between $450 and $550 would be the range.
Okay. And just in general, if you could talk a little bit about what it is that you like about the Horizons West, Winter Garden, Windermere type of areas, can you share your feedback?
Absolutely.
As you've been running around your appraisal?
Absolutely. I have been servicing Winter Garden and Windermere for the last 25 years, and it's amazing the growth that's occurring out there right now. I love all the new subdivisions and all the the contemporary and open feeling, and you can get a lot more bang for the buck, versus being infield. It's a very nice area. It's very hilly. There's wonderful amenities. There's the downtown, Winter Garden shopping restaurant district. They have a beautiful farmers market out there. It's a fabulous area. Shopping and restaurants are growing wonderful. I love that area. It's amazing.
Well, thank you. So Kelly, I appreciate your time today. I would like to thank you for coming out and spending time with me. And if we have a need for any type of appraisal services, we would love to keep you in mind. And the community is growing and is quite large. So there's many possibilities for you and your business. And there's a lot of growing areas right now. So I think the opportunities are probably pretty limitless. I wanted to do is just thank you for coming out. And this is, again, Kelly Kellogg with Appraisal Experts. She is based out of Winter Park, available for assistance in the Central Florida area. So thank you for coming, and I
It's my
appreciate your
pleasure.
time.
Thank you.